Starts with defining what's your role. Is your role to command, control, give orders, to direct people, or is your role to build and develop and grow others and build the capability of your team and your organization? Most roles, that's what it ought to be. So that's step one. Step two then is really then understanding my team members. What are their career aspirations? What do they want from their work? What are their hot buttons, motivational hot buttons, passions, etc.? And then step three is not falling into the trap that performance appraisals happen once a year. HR requires a form to be filled out once a year, but performance appraisals really need to be at least quarterly, if not more frequent than that. And then once a year you formalize it with a performance appraisal. And so those discussions should be looking for what are the strengths that I can bring out of this person, and how does it link to what they're looking for in the job? Or are there issues that clearly need to be addressed and I want to address them early? I don't want to wait for a year if there's clearly a problem here that needs to be addressed. And so if there is, then the more direct I can be to address that, because all of our research shows that people want feedback and especially want negative feedback. If you're sitting there harboring, or you're keeping a little file on somebody so that you can have your performance appraisal in 6 months or a year from now to point out this big problem that you see developing, they're going to be more demoralized in the end that you didn't say something sooner and that you didn't address it directly. And so a key thing to doing that is to keep in mind a couple of very important basic principles. Number one, and this seems so obvious, but it's so difficult to do, is to focus on the behavior or on the issue, not to make statements that sound like they're judgmental or that they're somehow generalizing. So an example might be, you have, the last couple of times I've observed you not wearing some of your personal protection equipment, and you know that that's an important element here, that safety is number one for us, and that we really want to make sure that you're going home safe every day to your family. And then I have more of a conversation about that, versus, how come you never wear your protection equipment? How come I can't ever get you? Geez, every time I come around, you don't have your hard hat on, you don't. And so I'm making these statements that automatically sound like an attack and will raise defenses immediately. So making sure we're focusing on the behaviors and not making judgmental statements. And then woven in with that is the idea of trying to maintain self-esteem. So what are some ways that I can maybe make a statement or something that would say, I know that you know better than that, or I know we've talked about this before, and I've seen you being conscientious about it. I'm sure you're probably just really busy, but it's really important that you do make sure you're wearing that personal protection equipment. And then maybe coming up with some kind of action plan. Is there something that do you forget, or what could you do, or what could we do that would help you in trying to turn it into a problem-solving discussion? Again, rather than an attack or a put down or any of that sort of thing. And then ending with some agreement on a plan of action. So we've agreed then, so what you're going to do is, and all right, well, you know what, I'm going to check back with you in a couple of weeks and give you some more feedback, or let's kind of talk about this as we go along, whatever is appropriate. It might be it's more frequent than that, or it might just be I'm going to check back, or let's check back in a month or something and see where we're at.